Hello everybody, my name is the Scorpion and welcome to my video. Now I promised in my next video, which is this one, was going to be a tutorial on how to build an engine, but no one has told me what engine they want me to make. I've had some ridiculous one, like people wanting me to make a V7. I don't actually think you want me to make a V7. Do something, just if you want me to make a V12, I'll teach you how to make a V12, like properly, and I'll give you my E2 as well to go along with it, so you know that you're building the exact same engine as what I would be building. But anyway, I digress. This video is something that I've kind of discovered. Now, me and my friend Blood, who you saw driving around there in his ridiculous V8, we were figuring out why the pistons seem to spaz. Now, a friend of mine told me that you always slider first. So the first thing you do to an engine is you slider. You don't rope. You don't no collide. You slider. It's to keep the constraints, like the sliding constraints, the sliders, keep them in the first constraint that you do. So yeah, that worked with a lot of my engines. My V12, like I showed last video, that one there was I did the sliders first, and that worked. So then I thought, okay, so why do the pistons spaz like at random times? Like, why do they just, for some reason, you're building an engine and then they spaz? So I've deducted a little test of mine. As you can see, I have several demonstrations here, so I'll try and get through them quickly. So, for example, this was my first one. Now, these ones here are all good. All the white ones, they work perfectly fine, okay? They don't spaz. But then when you get to the red ones, I'll just refresh this E2 here because it's some help. They begin to spaz. As you can see, that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, and then this one here is sometimes spazzes, sometimes doesn't. So it spaz there for a bit, and now it's gone back to normal for some reason. Don't know why. But one thing me and Blood kind of noticed is that it seems to happen mostly on the opposite axis of the green axis. I don't actually know what the green axis is. This is Blood's E2, so we'll just say the green axis. Seems to happen on the opposite of the green axis. So I thought, okay then, well, I'll rotate the crank around and re-slider it. So what I did is I built a fresh one here. I rotated the block around, so as you can see, the axis is on the, it's pretty much rotated 180 degrees. And obviously, as expected, these ones here spazzed, which they do. These ones here, though, do not. So this got me and Blood thinking, like, why is this, what is going on here? What is with that specific axis? And then we thought, maybe it's just the prop. So I moved over to this one here. Now, as you can see with this one here, the green axis is actually representing sort of the x-axis, I suppose you could say. Whereas the green axis on these ones here is representing the y-axis, y for the sky. Always remember that. But it's doing the same similar thing. These ones here seem to spaz. So then we thought, okay, well maybe it's just the cylindrical props. Maybe it's just the circle props. So we moved over to this one here. Now this one here only has half of them because I thought, well, if you're going to be making a V engine or any engine whatsoever, you're only going to be using that sort of ratio. The top ratio here. You wouldn't, I mean, the only time you'll be using these ones here is with a radial engine. So I deducted the test, and these two here seem to spaz. And if we look in the E2, or if we refresh it, they're opposite the x-axis. So then I moved on to this one here because I realised I wasn't building on the right axis. I was building on the wrong axis. As you can see here, opposite the green axis, these ones here seem to spaz, but the other ones did not. These ones here didn't. Until you reach this one here, which is exactly 45 degrees, the exact same angle as that, they begin to spaz, as you can see. But then one thing I noticed with this one is that they all seem to spaz in this one area, the 45 degree area. See, they seem to circle around and then they seem to stop in this one area. all the time. I don't know why. It got really, I just didn't know what was going on. So then Blood came up with the idea, okay, well, what if we try on a different axis? So we went on a 45-degree angle. So as you can see, this is north, so I was building north with that one. I was building to the west with that one. So this one, I'm building to the northeast. And this one here was a little bit more, I suppose you could say, promising. It was still opposite the green axis. These ones here, they slowly spaz. So they didn't spaz straight away, but as you can see, they want to hover around that bottom axis. Well, that one there doesn't. He wants to piss off. And then these ones here, working alright. So me and Blood had no idea what was going on. We tried everything. So then we tried to put the green axis on the x-axis, which should mean that it doesn't spaz because it only happens on the opposite of the green axis, so it should only happen on this one, but it still did. These ones here. And then this one here I tried completely different. I rotated the block completely different axis, and as you can see, opposite the green axis, and these ones here spaz. This one here was actually this one here was the last one I made because of the extreme angle. They're 7.5 degrees apart, each of these pistons. And as you can see, they all seem to want to hover around the opposite of the green axis. Let's see, unfresh. There we go. So there's the green dot. So they all seem to want to hover around that area for some reason. Don't know why. If you have any insight or any information as to why this is happening, if you even know why this is happening, please let me know, because it will be a huge help for people building piston engines in GarageMod. It's so frustrating to know that when you build an engine and then it all of a sudden just explodes in your face. It is quite painful to see, I suppose, because you threw your life at this specific thing and it doesn't seem to work for you. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it's not what you guys were expecting. Just comment in the comment area below. Tell me what engine you want me to make, and if you have any information as to why this is happening, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching.